Okay. Last lecture where we are? Difference, sensor and transducer. Okay. So, okay. Online guys, join fast. See. What happened? Okay. Till last lecture, we have discussed the difference between sensor and transducers. Am I audible, online guys? Hello? Siley? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
See, so after that, as we have discussed the difference between these two, that is sensor and transducer, actually sensors and transducers are not differing with each other by the principle of working. But when we are talking about the some differentiable points, that is output generation capacity, related to that, they are differing from each other. Rather, instead of saying directly differing, we may consider or say as a with the help of Venn diagrams, and that to be subset. Sensors are the subset of transducer set. Okay. That is, all sensors are transducer, but all transducers are not called as a sensors because they are having different output capacity or capability. Okay. So after that, we'll go for next. If you see any data acquisition system, as we are looking for sensing the physical quantities and generating output in term of electrical quantity only. So our basic motto while utilizing or using sensor based embedded system is generation of which quantity? In case of sensor based embedded system, our basic prime motto is to measure which quantities? Physical quantities, and generate the results in terms of electrical quantity only. So when we are in the expectation that physical quantities will be measured and appropriate results will be declared or generated, produced in terms of electrical quantity only. Suppose just look at this diagram. So any sensor 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is an particular a random shape object or environment we may consider, and 1, 2, 3, 4 are some physical parameters we need to measure, we need to observe. Okay, so these are the some uh, qualities or parameters of the environment, that is pressure is there, humidity is there, light intensity is there, force is there, weight may be there, level, detection of obstacle with the help of ultrasonic radar type of sensors, any applications according to your requirement you are able to measure. So these are some physical quantities, physical parameters from the environment. And if you want to extract the output from that or get the density, suppose pressure. If pressure is more, that is, you have to measure in terms of their some unit Pascal or any other kg per cm square. Okay. Suppose pressure's unit is there, just like we are inserting air into the tubes or tires of a vehicle. So how we are able to measure the amount of air filled inside the tube or tire, whatever? You are using bicycles, scooty, two-wheeler, four-wheelers are also there. So have you seen some air is filled inside the tire of a vehicle, bicycle also itself? Okay, how you are able to measure that this is sufficient or up to the mark standard air pressure or air is filled inside that particular tube or tire?
So there is one clock measuring and the needle will float away.
Okay, there is a one clock and it will indicates, that meter will indicate just like galvanometer indication, right? Needle. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is the analog output. Okay. And this is again based on the mechanical parameters or quantities. And when we are talking about like digital dashboard is there like cars and other things. Okay. So front tires, left, right, rear tires, left, right, air pressure is measured and it will be displayed on your dashboard of a car. If you go with the car price like 10 lakhs and above. Okay. So it will indicates directly digital only 30, 35, 23, 26 kg per cm square, whatever units are there or in terms of Pascal. So how these air pressures are measured with the help of pressure sensors, and some standard rating is there. Suppose a two-wheeler is there, 30, 40 is the combination front rear for year, for four-wheeler again different, for truck again different. So according to their requirement and dimension of a tire, the standard air pressure need to be maintained is mentioned. Okay, if you go to the showrooms or garage itself, they have mentioned that two-wheeler, this range, minimum, maximum, front, rear, like that, or four-wheeler, again, heavy vehicles, containers and trucks also. So air is same, but the pressure maintained in each and every tire, it will be differing. Okay, so for that purpose, you need to understand the physical quantities first, and you are able to measure that quantity. Then you are able to control these quantities. So until and unless you are not measuring such quantities, you are not able to control these quantities. Are you getting? Okay. म्हणजे जर तुम्हाला अगोदर माहीतच नसेल काय आहे किती आहे तर तुम्ही ते कंट्रोल करू शकता का? म्हणजे एअर जी काय एअर प्रेशर आहे टायर मधला तुम्हाला माहित नाही की 30 पाहिजे 20 पाहिजे का 40 पाहिजे आणि तुम्हाला सांगितलं की हा एअर प्रेशर रेग्युलेट कर, काय करणार तुम्ही? तो मीटर घेणार लावणार आणि फक्त ऑब्झर्व करणार. Whether it is possible to either reduce the air from the tire or to increase the air into the tire. If you are not knowing the minimum or maximum pressure should be maintained by that particular vehicle's tire, whatever the tire is there. तुम्हाला हे माहितच नसेल तर करू शकताय का? नाही. त्यासाठी काय पाहिजे तुम्हाला? some standard inputs माहिती पाहिजे, specifications. So for that purpose, you have to measure these physical quantities and display somewhere on the display devices. And if your inputs that is related to the physical quantities is not matching with the standard requirement, then you have to take some corrective step like feedback mechanism. I think you guys have seen the control system, positive feedback, negative feedback. Okay, I know. So what is the meaning of feedback? The generated output, whether it is in matching or in line with the expected results, expected output, then no positive correctiveness or no negative correctiveness, balanced. Okay, if it is not there, excessive output is there, you have to reduce the input. Less output is there, you have to increase the input. Just like controlling will be done with the help of feedback only. Same logic is here. That is, whenever we are sensing some physical quantities with the help of sensors, and again applied to the computer based or embedded based display boards or display devices, display drivers. In that case, after judging all such parameters, and if they are matching, no need to take some corrective step. If they are not matching, that is reduced by some amount or excessive by some amount, you have to take some corrective action. Whether you need to increase the input or decrease the input. So actuators are used for that. See this diagram. Actuators are used for controlling the physical quantities, generating or any other purpose. Are you getting? Feedback mechanism should be there to control. Only measuring, it is easier one. No need to, again, that corrective steps are there. Only monitoring and measuring is there. But if you go for controlling some physical quantity, physical parameter, then you have to utilize a feedback mechanism from output device to, again, input quantity, any quantity. Just like water level management from the atomized water tanks. Okay, so when the tank is empty, lowers down, it will turn on the motor, water pump, and again start filling the water into the tank. If level is maintained, that is 100%, again water pump will be turned off. So this is called as a mechanism to detect the level inside the tank, and the motor or water pump is a controlling device. Water controlling device is motor, and to control that motors turn on and turn off, which device is used? Again, some relays and controller, microcontroller based system. So with the help of microcontroller, we are controlling actual device, which is a water pump or motor, and uh, controller will only initiates the trigger like turn on, turn off. That is providing supply, removing supply. So according to that, it will turn on the motor or turn off the motor. And what is the feedback mechanism for that? Whether it is necessary to turn on the motor, again, level detection. Level detection inside the tank is very, very important. For that purpose, you have to just go for the any kind of ultrasonic sensor. If you guys are familiar with ultrasonic sensor, okay, if you put it on the top side or roof of the tank, and it will continuously measures or monitors the level, empty space, and accordingly you have to calculate. So if this situation is there, so this is the mechanism or feedback mechanism used with the help of output of a ultrasonic sensor, which is provided to the microcontroller or computer based system. Here computer is mentioned, so any from computer also or from embedded microcontroller system based also you are able to track this or control this. But feedback is also very, very important, and for each and every type of sensors output, most of the time sensors output is in terms of electrical quantity, that too again analog format. And if you are interested to measure that quantity into digital or convert that quantity into digital, because your controller is capable to handle only digital signals, or each and every controller is capable to handle digital signal, but each and every controller is not capable to handle directly analog signals. Are you getting? Just we have discussed the difference between sensor and transducer. All the microcontrollers are able to handle, that is sensing the input of digital quantities, digital parameters, that is in terms of 0, 1 or 0 volt, 5 volt, whatever the range is there, low, high. But every sensor is not capable to understand the concept of gradually increasing or gradually decreasing, exponentially increasing or exponentially decreasing, continuous waveform like structure like 0 volt, 1.1, 1.2, 1.7, 1.9, 2.3, 5, like that only. So continuously, it is not possible directly either 0 volt, either 5 volt. So we can consider similar to sensor and transducer, all the microcontrollers are capable to measure digital input or digital signal provided by from the output of an any type of sensors. If sensor is providing digital output digitally, that is yes, no type, high, low type, then your controller, any controller you are able to use. But if control sensor is providing output in terms of analog quantity, like continuously increasing or decreasing structure like that, change in voltage, change in current, resistance, capacitance, inductance, then for some controllers it is not possible to measure that such a gradually increasing or gradually decreasing parameters or quantity. For that purpose, you need to go for A to D converters, analog to digital converters, that you might be seen in the MCA, right? Okay, so basic purpose, why we are interested or why we are giving access elements in the circuit, that is addition of A to D converters. If your controller is capable to directly measure, then what is the requirement of A to D insertion? No need. But if your controller is not capable to measure directly analog output, then you have to insert intermediate circuit for sensing analog output and convert it into the digital quantity. For that purpose, here A to D converter is used. Are you getting? Okay. Multiplexer. See, have you know the meaning of multiplexer? What is the purpose? Is there what is the function of a multiplexer? Anyone? Online guys? Do you know the concept of multiplexer?
Many to one.
Many to what you are saying? Hello? Yes, please. Shrushti. Ganesh. Okay.
single signal converted into many signals. Multiplexer. Conversion of signals.
Conversion of signal, one signal into multiple signal.
Ha, sir.
Okay. Any other answer, Vaishnavi?
Such
Akanksha?
examples are 4S, 1S to 4 multiplexer.
4:1 multiplexer. Okay. Huh. Vaishnavi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Huh. What is your opinion?
Multiplexer is nothing but passing the multiple signal through the single channel.
Single channel. Okay. And Akanksha Jadhav, are you there in meeting?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Just draw this diagram. Huh? Start drawing this diagram. I will ask one by one. Huh? Yes, please. Samruddhi, are you there in meeting? Samruddhi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is your opinion? Instead of chit-chatting, start drawing the diagram. Aishwarya, are you there in meeting? Aishwarya? Aishwarya Patne.
Yes, sir.
Why you
Yes,
are not
sir.
responding? I have seen you last 2 lectures. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Why you are not responding?
Yes, sir. I have responded.
What happened last lecture and last to last lecture? Hmm. Okay. What is the function of multiplexer, Aishwarya?
It uh, it takes a multiple signals and it gives only one signal.
One signal as output or input?
One
Okay. Huh.
output.
Okay.
Output.
What is your answer? Multiple inputs converted into the single
Single
output. All the inputs are sensed, but step by step, one by one. So all inputs are accessed, generated, or transferred towards the output side, but one after another. Like if suppose 4:1 mux is there. So all 4 inputs are transferred towards the output side, but in sequential manner, whatever the sequence you are deciding, combination of A, B or ABC, whatever. So these are the controlling bits. We may call as a controlling bits, selection bits, असं काहीतरी म्हटलं असेल ना तुमच्या डीटीच्या स्टाफनी. Selection lines.
Select lines, sir.
Select lines. What do you mean by select? That is selection of multiple inputs. Out of that, so suppose 4 inputs are there, 8 inputs are there, 16 inputs are there. Out of that, you have to choose only one output at a time. So if your combination like ABC or ABCD is in a manner that 7th output is selected. So only 7th input side output is selected or generated, transferred towards the output. If you change the selection combination, either 3-digit or 4-digit or 2-digit, whatever the requirement is there, so you will get the next output, whatever. Okay. So see here, as in this diagram, we have shown 5 different inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sensor, any object, excitation circuit means generation of some electrical signal. Okay, CTPT may be there. You know the meaning of CTPT, current transformer, potential transformer. That is measurement of current and potential. That is voltage. Interface any device, like relays are there, some switches are there. So out of that, multiplexer will select one output at a time. So see, I have 5 inputs at the multiplexer side and 1 output at multiplexer side. Which multiplexer is feasible or applicable for this circuit? Efficient multiplexer. कुठला मल्टिप्लेक्सर सिलेक्ट कराल तुम्ही? 5 इनपुट आहेत माझ्याकडे.
8:3.
8:3. Why 3? Hello. Yes, please.
नाही सर 3 नाही. 1 सर 3 सिलेक्ट लाईन असणार आहे.
मग काय 8 has to
1
1. Good.
त्याला
Good.
3 सिलेक्ट लाईन असणार आहे सर.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good. 8 has to 1 marks with 3 selection lines or control lines. Okay, because here 4 has to 1 is not sufficient. Right or wrong? Srishti Jagdale, try to unmute yourself and answer. Okay, answer is right. Try to unmute yourself. Okay, have you completed this diagram? So from this complete embedded system, we are interested only actuator part and sensor part. Okay, this is the overview of an embedded system. Sensor-based embedded system, rather we called as a sensor-based embedded system to sense some physical quantities and display the result on the display devices with the help of controllers. Over. Do it fast, please. Online guys, have you completed?
Yes sir.
Online also today, why strength is less? NSS. Okay. How many from your class? TY? Near about? Students for NSS? How many students went for NSS activity? Near about? Don't know. 13 from both divisions. A division only. B or A? From A division. Okay, completed this diagram. Okay, shall we move further? So why we are using multiplexer? Why we are using A to D? Have you understood the concept? Yes or no? What is the purpose? Why we are inserting these two elements in a circuit instead of directly going from like object or physical parameter directly connected to the computer or a embedded board controller? Getting? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So this is the explanation related to this. See, any sensor's input may have like conversable physical or chemical nature, and they may be any physical quantity like pressure, temperature, humidity, weight, that is load cell or strain gauge we are using. Then again velocity measurement, temperature measurement related to like distance measurement, that is obstacle detection. Okay, so all kind of physical quantities while we are interested to light intensity, interested to measure, related to that, some of them are giving output in terms of analog and some of the sensors are given output in terms of digital outputs. So we are generalized this statement that each and every sensors is giving output in electrical quantity, maybe in analog, maybe in digital format. For that purpose, if it is required, then you need to go for the A to D converters. Then you need to interface A to D converters before the controller. And if you are using more than one input, or if you are interested, or you are designing a system, okay, for, see here, this is the first case. First signal, maybe temperature is there, second is the like weight is there, third one is the pressure is there, any parameter might be there, or another case like distance measurement, RPM measurement. A number of parameters are available. Light intensity is also there, like we called as a light intensity. So related to that, such quantities, if you are interested, in that case, it is not possible to use for a single sensor, use one controller. For next one, you go for like, this is first lane, this is second, this is third. So all 4 controllers for 4 parameters, 5 controllers for 5 parameter, whether it is feasible, no. And again, this will leads to the wastage of facilities provided by each and every controller. As you guys are known that if we go with the basic microcontroller 8051, 89351, it consists of how many digital IOs? Pins? IO pins. Number of IO pins available. 2 IO pins are there? 2, 10, 8, 20, 40, 60. Online guys, anyone? Madhura, are you there? A17. Madhura.
Yes, sir.
How many IO pins are there for 8051 or 89351? Fast. Ruturaj Mali. Ruturaj Mali, are you there in meeting?
Yes, sir.
How many IO pins are there? Just you have completed your first semester exam. Rahul Rajput, Abhishek Sate, Saguna Unale. If you are not responding, I will simply remove you guys. Are you there in meeting? Ruturaj Mali, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Shubham Sherkhane. Say something, whether it is right or wrong, we will see later. Don't worry about that.
8 pins.
Eight pins. Okay. From physical guys, how many IO pins are there? 32. Sure? Or 40? Okay, good. 32 IO pins are there. Okay. So total, how many pins are there? 32 IO pins are there. Okay. And see, that controller is capable to handle 32 IO signals, either input, either output. And if you are having only how many? 5, na? So these 4, and again this one is there, 5. So out of these 5, if particular sensor 1 gives output in digital format, no need to go for A to D converters. 2 is having same like digital only. 3 is having same like digital only. 4 is having same output format, digital only. And if 5th one gives output in terms of analog quantity. So out of 5, 4 are showing digital signal output in terms of digital quantity, and only 1 shows output or generates output in terms of analog quantity. So how we can go for this? So it is necessary to use which one? We need to go for A to D converter. Okay. This one. So for a single sensor also, you have to interface A to D converter. And if all are having analog outputs, then it is also expected. If they are giving output in digital quantity, no issue. It is already in a digital format and it will be again converted into digital as it is. But a particular sensor, just like we are assuming that sensor 5 generated output in terms of which quantity? Analog format. So in that case, it is not possible to controller to measure output in terms of analog quantity if your controller is not supporting. Suppose we consider as a 8051. This is our controller. So whether 8051 is capable to measure directly analog input? No, because A to D circuit is not there in the architecture of 8051. For that purpose, we need to go with additional A to D circuit or external interfacing of A to D circuit. Are you getting? Okay. So how many sensors are there? Total 5 analog inputs are there. And we are having how many? 32 IOs. Out of that, if you are requiring some display, 7-segment display or like LCD display, 16:2, 20:2, 20:4. So in that case, how many pins are required for interfacing LCD with 8051? Don't know. 8 data lines are there. RS, RW, enable. Again, 3 lines. So 8 plus 3, 11 output, digital output lines are required to interface LCD display with 8051. Or sometimes if you go with 4-bit mode, then instead of using 8 lines, 8-bit data line, we may go for 4-bit data line. So 4 lines are saved from your controller side. So minimum, how many lines are there? 7 lines to interface LCD with 8051. So out of 32, if 7 are gone for this, how many are again remaining still? 25. Again, some 2-3 motors and other 3-5 signals are went. Again, 20 lines are with you to sense some different quantities. So you are able to sense, as per our consideration, 20 input parameters. Are you getting? With the help of a single microcontroller. If these IO lines are more, instead of 32, 40 are there, 64 are there, then again this count may be increasing. Are you getting? So no need to use for each parameter separate controller. Again, new controller. Again for next, if we go for third one, again next controller like this. That is, this is 1, 2, 3. Whether it is required? No. One controller is sufficient to measure all 3 togetherly, but not at the same time. For that purpose, we are moving towards multiplexer. Are you getting? So multiplexer selects one first. It will generate the result with the help of same A to D and output will be displayed. After that, multiplexer selects second. Again, output will be generated, displayed periodically. Third, fourth, then fifth. Getting? So in this way, output will be generated step by step, one by one. And you are able to measure all the input quantities if your controller supports to this. Getting? Yes or no? Online guys? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So write down this. Yes. I'm not getting. frequency sensor. Exact frequency measurement with the help of frequency sensor. How it is done? Yes. See, Sagar is asking regarding frequency sensor. So frequency sensor is nothing but measuring the number of cycles completed of a signal or waveform in 1 second. So whatever the signal is there, suppose input 1 in earlier case, you just write down and listen. Okay, so whenever we are interested to measure the cycles, that is frequency of a signal, in that case, these input signals are provided to the comparators. Or specific time interval like 1 second. So in 1 second, how many crests and how many troughs related to sinusoidal waveform? Sinusoidal waveform is nothing but how it is happening. Suppose this is a sinusoidal waveform like this. Okay. Asas na? So this is crest positive and this is trough. Positive half cycle, negative half cycle. So how many positive half cycles arrived in 1 second? In 1 second. So if only one cycle will be completed, one crest and one trough, or one positive half cycle and one negative half cycle, then we called as a frequency of that signal is 1 hertz. Getting? If that signal shows 100 cycles in 1 second, that is 100 times positive half cycle, 100 times negative half cycle, then frequency of that signal is 100 hertz. Are you getting? Even if we go with some like digital signals are there like this. Okay, not exactly, just understand. Huh? Okay, so see, this is positive part, negative part. Positive we consider as positive again. So once first positive and in between second positive, one cycle is completed like this. Okay, so if these positive, negative, two completions are there, so we are considering 2 cycles in 1 second. So frequency is 2 hertz for positive. Rectangular wave, square wave, similar case is for again triangular is also there. Each and every type of waveforms, just like this. Okay, shape is not exactly, just understand. Huh? Okay, for any case, cycles are there, positive as well as negative. So accordingly, you have to just measure how many times positive peak is appeared and how many times negative. Any one is also sufficient. So if you measured first positive, then second positive, so you just consider that 1 cycle. Are you getting, Sagar? Same concept is there. Means सेम हा जो सिग्नल आहे तुम्ही काय करायचंय फ्रिक्वेन्सी डिवायडर सर्किटला अप्लाय करायचा आहे. ओके, मग त्याची रेंज फिक्स होईल. तुम्ही मल्टीमीटर यूज करता 100 हर्ट्स, 1K, 1 मेगा, 10 मेगा, 100 मेगा, 1 गिगा असं नॉब सिलेक्ट करता ना त्या मल्टीमीटर वरती. तो काय करतो त्याचं स्केलिंग करेल. जसं वेइंग स्केलचं मी सांगतो की ज्वेलरी शॉप मध्ये मिलीग्रॅम मध्ये आपण वजन करतो आणि ऊसाच्या टनेजला आपण टनावरती मेजर करतो. 1000 किलोला 1 टन, 2 टन, 10 टन, 20 टन असं. मग ही स्केल म्हणजे काय की मिनिमम आहे की मॅक्सिमम आहे हे डिसाइड करेल. लोअर स्केलला मेजर करायचं का हायर स्केलला. मग त्याच्यानुसार जसं सिग्नल अप्लाय करू आपण, जसं सिग्नल अप्लाय करू इथं सर्किटला, ते काय करेल कम्पेअर करत राहील. टाइम स्लॉट अलोकेट करेल त्याला. ओके, टाइम स्लॉट अलोकेट केल्यानंतर तो काय करेल, टाइम स्लॉट नुसार इथं मेजर करायला सुरुवात करेल. हाऊ मेनी सायकल्स वेअर देअर. आता हा फक्त लोअर सिग्नल असेल, अप टू 100 हर्ट्स पर्यंतचा नॉब तुम्ही काय केलाय, सिलेक्ट केलाय. ओके, ह्याची मॅक्सिमम स्केलिंग रेंज काय आहे, 100. 0 to 100. मग किती सायकल होत आहेत एका सेकंदामध्ये, समजा 70 सायकल झालेले आहेत. 70 टाइम्स पॉझिटिव्ह 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 डिटेक्ट झाले एका सेकंदामध्ये. तर त्याची फ्रिक्वेन्सी काय झाली, 70. जर 7च झालं 7, तर त्याची फ्रिक्वेन्सी काय होईल, 7. आता हे तुम्ही 100 हर्ट्स पर्यंत रेंज सिलेक्ट केली फ्रिक्वेन्सी काउंटरला, पण सिग्नल काय तुमचा 1K 1 किलो हर्ट्स आहे, बरोबर. मग ह्या केसमध्ये काय होईल, हा मेजरच करू शकणार नाही. इथं काय होईल, ओव्हरलोडिंग होईल त्याचं सिग्नलचं. इट इज नॉट एबल टू प्रिडिक्ट. दॅट्स वाय यू नीड टू अगेन change the setting. Instead of 100, go for kilo. 100 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz. नॉब स्विच करावं लागेल तुम्हाला, बरोबर. ओव्हरलोडिंग झालं तर मग त्यावेळी काय होईल, तुमचं इथं 1000 हर्ट्स असं दिसेल किंवा 1.00 किलो हर्ट्स असं काहीतरी दिसेल. So measuring frequency is not difficult, but you should understood that how to measure when your first cycle will be completed. आता इथे एक फर्स्ट सायकल कंप्लीट होते ना, एक पॉझिटिव्ह हाफ सायकल आणि एक निगेटिव्ह हाफ सायकल. हे जर तुम्हाला कळालं तर ओके, अदरवाइज काय होते सांगतो. समजा ही वेव्हफॉर्म आहे, ट्रायंग्युलर आहे असं आपण समजूया. हा, आणि तुम्हाला काय मेजर करायचंय, तुम्ही काय अज्युम केलं की हा पॉझिटिव्ह पीक आहे, ही पॉझिटिव्ह हाफ सायकल आहे आणि ही निगेटिव्ह हाफ सायकल. आणि याला जर तुम्ही 1 सायकल म्हटला, बरोबर, एवढ्या पार्टलाच, एवढ्या सेक्शनलाच, हा आणि हा मिळून, तर तुम्ही काय मेजर करणार, ह्याची फ्रिक्वेन्सी डबलच मेजर करणार. सो इफ यू आर नोईंग द टाइप ऑफ सिग्नल which you are feeding to the frequency meter, frequency counter, then it is possible to measure for you. If you are not knowing which type of signal you are applying, then how you are able to measure as a designer, frequency counter designer perspective. Okay, embedded system ज्यावेळेस डिझाइन कराल त्यावेळेस हे तुम्हाला सिग्नलचा टाइप माहिती असायला पाहिजे, त्याचा शेप कसा आहे माहिती असायला पाहिजे. कारण हे ग्रॅज्युअली इन्क्रीजिंग होत जाते, कुठेतरी एक पीक येणार त्याच्यानंतर डिक्रीजिंग येणार. त्याच्याऐवजी आपण जर आपण याला गेलो रेक्टँग्युलर वेव्हफॉर्मला, आता इथं काय आहे, एक शेप जो आहे तो मेंटेन केलाय ना फॉर पिरियडिक टाइम इंटरवल, काही मिली सेकंडसाठी, मायक्रो सेकंडसाठी. त्याच्यानंतर एक्झॅक्टली ऍब्रप्टली खाली आलेला आहे निगेटिव्हला, परत तो निगेटिव्ह मेंटेन केलाय, निगेटिव्ह पीक, परत ऍब्रप्टली वर गेलाय, परत पॉझिटिव्ह पीक मेंटेन केलाय, फ्लॅट. गेटिंग. मग तुम्हाला हे कळायला पाहिजे की आता आपल्याला 1 सायकल कधी होते, एक पॉझिटिव्ह आणि एक निगेटिव्ह नंतर, म्हणजे ही झाली काय तुमची 1 सायकल. गेटिंग. मग अशा किती सायकल एका सेकंदात होत आहेत, एका सेकंदामध्ये होणाऱ्या सायकल खूप असतील तर तुम्ही काय करायचंय, मिली सेकंद मध्ये काढायचे. मग त्याला मल्टिप्लाइड बाय 1000 करायचं. फ्रिक्वेन्सी जास्त असेल तर काय करणार तुम्ही, फ्रिक्वेन्सी डिवायडर सर्किटनी मिली मध्ये काढणार. मिली सेकंद मध्ये किती कमी होणार ना, मिली सेकंद मध्ये, त्याप्रमाणे मायक्रो मध्ये काढायचं, नॅनो मध्ये काढायचं, म्हणजे गिगाहर्टच्या वगैरे फ्रिक्वेन्सी तुम्हाला मेजर करता येते. गेटिंग क्लिअर आहे का? ओके, हॅव यू रिटन दिस? आता नेक्स्ट टाइप घ्या, क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ सेन्सर्स. इट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ सेन्सर्स. So division A, guys. 15. No? Roll number 1, 2, 2 absent. 3, 4,
Yes, sir.
5, 6,
Yes, sir.
7, 8, 8 absent. 9,
Present, sir.
who is there?
Akanksha Jadhav. Roll number 9, sir.
9. So your name is not there in this list, na?
Sir, change केलंय subject मी.
Okay. When?
3 lecture केले होते OC नंतर नाही ऐकलं.
Okay. Have you taken permission from your class coordinator?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 9 is there. 10. 8 absent. 10. 10 absent. Gayatri. 11 present. 11.
Present, sir.
12. 12 is there or not? Oh, absent. Samruddhi Mali absent. 14.
Present, sir.
If you are facing range issue, Aishwarya, you resolve your issue. Huh?
Sir.
Come to college.
Yes, sir.
Patil Aditi, 15.
Yes, sir. Present.
16, fast.
Present, sir.
17,
Present, sir.
18. 18 is not there. 20. 20. Then 22. 23. 26. 26. Bhosle. Absent. 27.
Yes, sir.
28. Absent. 29. 29. Okay. 30.
Present, sir.
Amol, your first lecture?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 32. 32. Not there. 33. Both Kashid absent. 34. 37.
Yes, sir.
38.
Yes, sir.
39.
Present.
40. 40. 41. 41. 42. 45. 46. 46.
Yes, sir.
47. 48. Torat. 49. 49 absent. 50. 50. Pratyush absent. If you are there in a meeting and not responding, I will mark as absent. Wagmode Pratyush.
Sir, 35.
Wait. Wagmode Pratyush. I will remove you, huh? Who is else? 35.
Sir.
44, sir.
44. Next candidate. Okay. Then 25. 25. Okay. 31. NSS. 35. 24. 24. Absent, na? Okay. 44.
Present, sir.
Okay. Huh. 23. Komal. Your second lecture, na? Have you written this? Yes or no? Okay, so why we are interested in passive, active, absolute, relative? So these are the some basic terminologies where we are differentiating the different sensors on the basis of their working principles or how they are generating the outputs. Okay, so related to this, we are interested working principle of that particular type, conversion phenomena, that is how they are generating output in which type of electrical quantity, input quantity or physical quantity, which type of input signals they are measuring or able to sense, able to detect, we can call as a detect, output generated in terms of either analog, either digital format, and whether they are contact type or non-contact type, that is they are directly immersed into that particular environment substance, like any measurement of temperature need to be inserted into the water to check the temperature of water or boiling water, whatever. Okay, so like that, this is the contact type. Non-contact type, so like air conditioner is having a temperature sensor which is not directly evolved contacted, but it is there in that case or body, and that particular sensor is capturing the temperature from surrounding, and according to that it will generate the reading. Getting? So this, and composition, like whatever the composition is there for, like we may call as a construction principle and other things. So accordingly, it will generate the reading or results, that is which type of material is used, silicon and any other, like amplifiers are there, compensators are there, then regulatory part, that is input supply, whether it is directly feasible to apply 5 volt, 12 volt, 24 volt. So a number of parameters are there. So according to that, we are able to sense that particular device. Okay, so these are the some basics related to the types of a transducers. Okay, just take a note of this one. I will take attendance for B division right now. Okay, like 15. Okay, so from division B, roll number 1, roll number 4, roll number 7, 9, Srishti,
Present, sir.
10, Rohini, absent, 11, absent, 14, then 19,
Present, sir.
19, okay, 21, absent, 23, absent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 27, Sherke Rutuja. 27, absent. 30, Saguna. Are you there in meeting? Hello? Hello? Absent. 31. Okay. 34. Amar.
Yes, sir.
36. Gadge Ram Vijay, absent. 38. Omkar.
Yes, sir.
Omkar is there. Okay. 40. Sagar Patil, absent. 41. Absent. 42.
Sir, 40 is present, sir.
40 present. Why you are not responding immediately?
Sir, ते unmute झालं नाही लगेच.
So I have told you guys, so unmute yourself. Don't worry in advance. 42 present, na?
Present, sir.
44,
Present, sir.
47,
Present, sir.
49,
Yes, sir.
50, 50. Pratik Wagmode, absent. So in B division, Wagmode Pratik, and A division, Pratyush Wagmode. Okay, is there anyone remaining? Both are having 50 roll number, huh? Yes. 48, na? Okay. So we will stop here. So this point we will discuss in tomorrow's lecture. Okay, just keep note down.